Hi, everyone. So welcome to our latest LinkedIn Live. Today's topic is, what is observability? So I'm here, as always, with our founder and CEO, Ken Fee.
Hey, guys. Thanks for joining us. I'm really excited today to talk about observability and what it means to organizations. And we've got some questions queued up. Jen, why don't you kick off with the first question here?
Yeah. So when I started learning about observability, I was wondering, what's the difference between visibility and observability? Can you go over that for the audience, please?
Sure. The way I think about that is, in many respects, they're synonymous. If you look at, we're victims of marketing, and so what used to be management became visibility, which became now observability, and I think there are some real differences between visibility and observability. Historically, systems and application manufacturers would build a tool to monitor a domain element, and then an organization would have to buy tools or custom develop ways to aggregate those systems, like networking, server, storage, and then have a whole different set of tools for application performance monitoring, things like databases, web servers, any kind of custom code. You're going to have to determine what's important to monitor. And so ultimately, you want to get a dashboard built that allows you to make good decisions and prioritize your effort based on criticality. Like I said earlier, we used to call this management. Visibility became that next incarnation of these things, and as tools got better, smarter, faster, now we're using AI and ML models into what we now call observability. Which the way I look at observability is we're linking and correlating multiple systems and domains to identify performance and security issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I think security is the core use case that's really driven this market. If you think about it, you can't secure things if you don't have a broad range of observability solutions in place. Hackers are attacking all layers in the OSI model. From layer 2 on up, it's hard to attack the physical unless you have physical access. But from layer 2 on up, they're attacking, and they're doing it more quickly with very easily accessible tools. And so observability needs to be faster, it needs to be automated, and it needs to be able to learn from previous experiences. And that's where AI and ML have really changed the game around these things.
Excellent. That's great to know. And how do observability and domain monitoring differ?
Observability is very different from domain monitoring in that it allows you to track those multiple processes across a complex environment. And that complex environment might be my on-prem data center, my workloads off in AWS and Google or Azure, and look at how those things all interact. And if there's a performance problem, you've got to be able to identify where that's happening. And our systems have become so distributed in the last 5-10 years, it's critical. And it's not just about outages, it's about performance, because it might be up, but it might not be working very effectively.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And why should organizations be using observability tools?
It's table stakes. You can't operate an enterprise environment today without these tools. You can't just pick 5 or 10 selected metrics to detect problems before they occur. Observability brings together hundreds, if not thousands, of data points in a consumable fashion. And it really allows you to focus on resolving issues much more quickly, because we're taking the aggregate knowledge and history of what all these developers know, what the operations people know. We're putting them into tools that allow us to make a better decision and not have to have 50 people on a conference call to solve a problem. And just accurate diagnosis of problems, whether it's app performance, network performance, when developers are using these agile methodologies, we're rapidly iterating an application. Think of the DevOps movement, microservices, containers. Things are getting turned up and turned down very quickly, and it's really about speed. How do you rapidly deploy these application environments, and how do you monitor what's up, what's down, and is the data, is maintaining the integrity of the data. And the bottom line here is observability is about context, and context is everything when it comes to solving a problem.
Okay. And so, we went over observability. What about full stack observability? Can you go into what that's all about?
Yeah, so full stack observability, probably going to go off the reservation here a little bit. I think about it as a bit as a little bit of a marketing term. I think Gartner now has a category for full stack observability, so that brings some credibility to the term. But it's really just that, all the elements of observability plus those, the ability to monitor your applications and your systems from end to end, from the application layer down to layer 2, and looking at everything in infrastructure versus having different groups monitor different parts of the infrastructure. It's historically app developers would monitor their app, the network team would monitor the network, and the security team would be trying to look at everything, but they have so many data points coming their way that there's so much noise. And that's where observability, SOC tools, SIM tools allow you to take in tons of data and sift through that and be able to present you good information that you can take action on in a much shorter period of time. And full stack observability is really about how do you get to that objective of optimizing development and management of distributed cloud native environments and apps.
Okay. And then, so why is this needed? Why is full stack observability needed?
It's really about connecting business outcomes to the IT stack, the app infrastructure stack. If you look at, I've read a ton of surveys lately, and they're all, anywhere from 60 to 80% of them think that they have a fear of the inability to link IT performance to business performance. And with so much of our customers and just the market relying on applications to deliver services, drive sales, whatever the purpose of the applications that they developed, if you can't deliver those apps, if there's an outage in a cloud on the East Coast, and you don't have a great backup strategy for to provide service from someplace else, your business could disappear. And as we go forward, we've got to be able to connect full stack observability with those real-time business outcomes. And it's about creating the quote unquote digital experiences and accelerating those digital transformations.
Okay. And then can we go over the benefits of FSO?
Sure. It's not only lets you know when a problem has occurred, it lets you know why it happened and helps you prioritize those actions. And it's all about reducing the business impact of outages or performance problems, whether it's on-prem or in a cloud or in multiple clouds. And what we see with most customers today, or most organizations, is they've got a hybrid cloud strategy, even if they've got quote unquote a cloud first strategy. There's always a transformation. I would say less than 5 or 10% of our customers are fully in the cloud. And the bottom line benefits, and just some quick bullets. You're going to get enhanced alerting. You can react more quickly. There we go. I can speak today. You're going to get improved system visibility. You're going to speed up your development because you will know. You think about DevOps, it's about failing fast and fixing it. So if you don't have good observability solutions in place, you're not going to be able to understand, hey, I used to get 1,000 transactions per second against this database. Now I'm getting 50 after I made this code change. Wow, that must be really, impacting the performance. So you can roll back very quickly. You're gonna streamline your workflows, and it gives you better opportunities to collaborate across multiple domains, and that's the key. You know, from a long term observability future perspective.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your insight. It was really informative. And someone actually asked a question before we wrap. And how do you get full stack observability? How do you achieve, a posture of having full stack observability?
The standard answer, any consultant's going to say is it depends, and but the reality here is that you've got to take inventory of your tools, your apps, your processes. You have to identify key metrics like uptime, application response time, zero trust security, et cetera. And then you have to approach it like eating an elephant. You do that one bite at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not really to say that you can't do things in parallel, but putting together a guiding strategy that'll allow multiple teams to contribute to ensuring secure, high performance, and highly available application infrastructure performance for the digital experience. That's the goal. But having that core set of tools and being able to have everybody focus on it is huge.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, that was great. So for those who like to move forward in their FSO journey, or for our partners who are working with a customer who might be interested, we're offering an observability assessment. I've dropped the link in the comments for you, and you can check that out. And it gets you from where you are now to where you ultimately would like to be. So reach out with any questions about that. And as always, reach out to Ken or me for anything. Thanks for joining. We'll see you in the new year.
Great. Thanks, Jen. Appreciate you hosting this.
Thank you, Ken. Bye-bye.